ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। In this session, we'll be discussing from verse number 30 from the second chapter of the first canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. Sa evedam sasarjagre Bhagavan Atma Mayaya Sadasadrupaya Chaso Gunamaya Aguno Vibhuhu. The meaning of this verse is, in the beginning of the material creation, that absolute personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, in his transcendental position, created the energies of cause and effect by his own internal energy. So, Sutta Goswami has been explaining so far the absolute necessity of worshipping only the Supreme Lord Krishna or Vasudeva and not the various demigods. And he has also explained Dharma as having the goal of ultimate liberation, not any Artha, Kama, none of those things. Like that, the subject matter is being developed. Now he will explain the incarnations of the Lord. That is the next chapter. We are coming to the end of the second chapter. In the third chapter, Sutta Goswami will begin explaining the incarnations of the Lord. Because that is one of the questions asked by the sages of Naimisharanya. Now, leading to that description of the incarnations, first of all, Sutta Goswami is clarifying that incarnation of God means, first of all, we should know, God is beyond this creation. He always exists at all times, in all circumstances. He remains in his original position. So when it is said here, Saha, that personality of Godhead Vishnu or Vasudeva, Eva idam sasarja agre, this creation, sasarja means this creation, agre, before this creation, he actually was existing. He was existing. That way we understand that each one of us, we are spirit soul. We are also eternal. We were also existing before we got this body or this birth. But we were not existing in this form or any specific form. You see, God or Krishna or Vasudeva, he doesn't have a material form, and he always is in spiritual form, and that spiritual form is his eternal form. He always exists in that spiritual form, and he is beyond this creation. He is outside of this creation, and he creates. So, in his transcendental position, He created. What did he create? He created this world. But before the world took this particular shape as the varieties of planets, and on each planet different types of living conditions for different types of living beings, the oceans, the mountains, the land, the plains, the valleys, so many variety of living conditions. All that is created by the Lord through what is called as the energies of cause and effect. Sat asat rupaya cha asau gunamaya aguno vibhuhu. He created these energies of Sat and Asat, cause and effect. Cause and effect by his internal energy. Atma Mayaya. There are two kinds of Maya. Maya means energy. In this context, Maya means energy. So, one is Atma Maya, other one is the Bahiranga Maya, or it is also called the illusory potency, or the material energy, material potency. So, material potency is different, spiritual potency is different. So, from the spiritual potency, the Lord created the energies of cause and effect in this for the sake of this material creation. So, Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, the position of the Lord is always transcendental. What is the meaning of transcendental? He is above the three gunas. He is above the modes of material nature. We are all, from Brahma, the topmost living being in this entire universe, up to the most insignificant ant, everyone is created and everyone has got a material body. Everyone is under the influence of the three gunas. Everyone, Brahma also included. So, the exception is the Supreme Lord Vishnu. He is above the gunas, he is outside of the gunas, he is always in a transcendental position, spiritual position, spiritual platform. So the position of the Lord is always transcendental because the causal and effectual energies required for the creation, the energies of cause and effect. Now, how is this world working? It is working always by a cause generating an effect. Just like rain cloud precipitates rain. The cloud itself is an effect of the sun evaporating water from the oceans. You see? So, the cloud is the cause of rain. Cloud itself is an effect due to some other cause. That some other cause is the sun evaporating water from the oceans. So, sun evaporating water from the oceans is the cause for the rain cloud, the rain bearing cloud, or the cloud which has got a lot of water in it. And when the water precipitates and rain falls down, the rain cloud is a cause for the rain. If there is no rain cloud, there is no possibility of rain. But the rain cloud itself has got a cause. So it is explained in the scriptures, if somebody goes on tracing that for a particular effect there is a cause, for that cause there is another cause, for that cause there is another cause. This is called a causal world. Causal world. Everything has got a cause. But when we come to the ultimate cause of all causes, ultimate cause, that is Krishna. Sarva Karana Karana. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. He has no cause, but he is the cause of all other causes, of everything else. He is the cause. So anything begins from Krishna. Now what is Krishna's beginning? Krishna has no beginning. Anadi. He has no beginning. But he is the beginning of everything else. Adir Govindaha. Anadi Adir Govinda. He doesn't have a beginning, but he is the beginning of everything. So he existed before the creation, and using his internal potency, Atma Maya, this word is also used in the Bhagavad Gita. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya Ajopisan Avyayatma Bhutanam Ishwaropisan Prakritim Swamadishthaya Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that employing or using his internal potency, spiritual potency, Atma Maya, he incarnates in the world from time to time, even though he is unborn and his transcendental form never deteriorates. See, our form is always changing. And changing, what kind of change is it? The change is going towards ultimate destruction. This is his body. It will remain only for 80 years, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years. After that, what is called as a duration of lifespan, this body will be destroyed. Krishna's form is not that kind of form. He has no material form. His body is not material. His form is not material. We don't say body because Krishna is not covered by some form. We are covered by this form of this body. We are covered because we are inside. The jiva is inside. The living being is inside. I am inside this body. Krishna has no inside and no outside. Krishna doesn't have a separate body. Krishna's form is Krishna. Krishna's soul is Krishna. You don't say Krishna's soul because he doesn't have a soul. He is the supreme soul. He is the supreme person. So that Krishna or that form of Krishna, Krishna has many forms, but all the forms are spiritual. None of the forms are material. No. Neither the forms are temporary. They are all permanent, eternal forms. So the Supreme Lord, he, Vasudeva, before the creation, he first created the cause and effect energies. Causal energy, effectual energy. He is unaffected by the qualities of the material modes. Material modes means Sattva Guna, Raja Guna, Tamo Guna. So Krishna is unaffected. Vasudeva is unaffected by the modes. His existence, form, activities, paraphernalia, all existed before the material creation. Before the material creation, all these existed. His form, his qualities, his activities, his abode, spiritual world, always exists. There is no change, there is no destruction, there is no transformation, nothing. He is all spiritual and has nothing to do with the qualities of the material world. He is all spiritual means every aspect of Krishna is transcendental or spiritual. Now we belong to that spiritual nature. We are spirit. We are completely spirit. But in the material world, we have to accept a material body. And this material body is the cause of all our problems, is the cause of so many miseries, is the cause of so many difficulties, is changing, is destructible, is temporary, is illusory, so many things. So, if we cultivate Krishna consciousness, then we don't have to take this material body again in our next life. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, after leaving this body, we have to leave the body someday. So as spirit soul, we leave the body, then we don't enter another body, because that spiritual form is, the spirit soul means spiritual form. That spiritual form will develop as we practice Krishna consciousness. It will develop. It requires spiritual activity to develop that. And those who are engaging in material activities, they are developing the next material body. After leaving this body, they will accept another material body. They will take birth again. Again, in that body also, they will suffer the death, before death, disease, old age, all the material miseries, etc. Whereas devotees who practice Krishna consciousness are developing their spiritual body. While in this body, we are developing a spiritual body. And when the spiritual body is developed, we quit this body, we leave this body, and in that spiritual body, we go to Krishna's abode to live with Krishna, to associate with Krishna, to engage in loving service of Krishna. That is our destination, that's our goal.